I'm Becky. That's Barbara. We're here to say what life was like in the Roosevelt days. A long time ago, in 1882, a baby was born known to me and to you. His mother called him Franklin, his father called him son, and he grew up destined for Washington. Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, aka, was born along the river in the Mount High Park. He was the only son of Sarah and James. Collecting stamps and birds were his favorite games. First he went to Groton, then to Harvard too, had degrees in law and history by the time that he was through. On March 17th, in 1905, Franklin took Eleanor to be his bride. They had the same last name, but they don't mean nothing. They were far enough apart. They were fifth cousins. How did he get started? Politics. He ran for state senate in the Dutchess County Six. A Democrat from these parts was rare to see, but FDR made it to Albany. Standing back Wilson at the National Convention was a move that proved to make a valuable connection. Wilson too was president, and with that came the gravy. He appointed FDR Assistant Secretary of the Navy. And then in 1920, just for kicks, FDR made his return to politics. Number 2 was on the ticket with a man named Cox, but not enough people marked the Democratic box. Making it in politics is tough, you know, but not as tough as dealing with polio. Now Franklin had a homegirl, called her E.R. He sent her off a trip both near and far. He was telling everybody that Franklin would be back. He wouldn't be stopped by a polio attack. Everyone around him said, hey, that's great, and they elected him governor of New York State. Now that seems pretty easy now, doesn't it? But it couldn't have happened to that Al Smith. Things around the nation were going pretty fine. That wasn't until October of 1929. Hoover seemed insensitive, as if he didn't care. He said relief was around the corner, but the statement didn't square. Franklin had the common touch. He knew how people feel, and he spoke at the convention, and he pledged them a New Deal. New Deal! Let's build a town called Greenbelt! People were beside themselves. They knew not what to do. That wasn't until November of 1932. They elected Franklin president from Prohibition. They were parched, but he didn't take the reins of power until early March. He wasted not a moment to bring us from the lace. He passed a slate of legislation in just 100 days. He was helping all the people by themselves and then increased in a recipe of programs he called alphabet soup. AAA, CCC, and the NRB, NRA, BOE, and the FDIC, TVA, NRC, FWPA. He did it all. He went too far, some Republicans would say. Now you might think that I forgot in the alphabet flurry SSI, but I did not. Social Security was ahead of its time, but I almost left it out because it's so hard to run. Well, hell, it was easy to do. If I had been FDR, it would have been in germ too. GW had warned when his term was at an end, avoided tailing alliances if you can. The American public, they took this to heart, but FDR knew different. He was way too smart. The appeasement at Munich will work for a while. Give them an inch, and they'll surely take a mile. Soon England was clinging just by its toes. So Franklin to the rescue with a garden hose. Then all of a sudden, that war across the sea was brought to our door in a day of infamy. It took the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and Marines. In the factories back home, rose equipment of machines. We grew gardens for war bonds, collected up scrap. We fought long, we fought hard, and we pushed them all back. Hitler, Hirohito, and Mussolini were the Axis leaders, but we had the big three. Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin, too, were the Allied leaders who won World War II. I forgot to mention Fowler. He was man's best friend. In the summer of 42, the war came to an end. But Franklin didn't see it, for on April 12th he died. And let's not even mention who was there by his side. This has been the story of FDR's life, his vision of the United Nations carrying name are still gross.